All right, guys. Our next guest is set to take on Paulo Costa at UFC 253 in a fight the fans have been salivating for. Not only is he the UFC's middleweight champion, but the cover athlete of EA UFC 4 and the pride of New Zealand. Israel, the last style bender, Adesanya, back at it again with that fresh new hair. Welcome back to Submission Radio. How are you, man?
I'm gravy, baby. How are you guys?
Good, man. Good. So the pink hair, you told us last time you were thinking of doing it, and we have to ask, is this Super Saiyan God, which is red in the show, or is this Super Saiyan Goku Black, which is his exclusive pink form? Which one do you reckon it is?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I had none of those in mind when I did it. Funny thing is, sometimes art or life imitates art in a special way. So, black hair, normal. Then I went blonde, Super Saiyan. Then now Super Saiyan Rose. And I saw Blood Diamond, my teammate at King of the Ring with his blue hair. And instantly I was like, because I was blonde then, I was like, okay, I'm going to go blue. I want to do pink first. And then it wasn't until later on, people kind of like let me know and that, oh, fuck, he's going, in order of the Super Saiyans. And I was like, oh, yeah, true. So I wasn't planning on it, but sometimes life just imitates art.
Are you shocked by how much of a big deal people make of the hair? This is, there's like big headlines. People freak out about the pink.
Yeah, I think it was the first 2 days. I was like, really? And I saw a meme from one of the pages on Instagram. I think the Strangle Squad, like, oh, Sean O'Malley dyes his hair, rainbow, no one bats an eye, but Israel dyes his hair pink. Everyone loses their mind. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what kind of man gets emotionally triggered by another man's hair color. So that's not me. I'm gonna do me.
Yeah, the fight game is an interesting one.
Oh,
hey,
nice.
There he is. Hey. I was going to ask, man, just while we're throwing out Dragon Ball Z and anime or anime characters out there, if you and Paulo Costa were Dragon Ball Z characters, which would you be, do you think? Which would you choose?
Him out of camp would be Majin Buu because he's fat. I put him as that. He's Majin Buu. Right now I'm on my Kid Buu steez a little bit, to be honest, but I don't know. Yeah, Kid Buu, and he can be Majin Buu.
All right. I thought Broly for sure, but okay, I see. Look at that. It's all
right there. Flex from John. What we doing?
Look at that. Look at that. Nice.
How we living?
Yeah, we want to ask you about the whole CKB setup. We'll ask you about that in a second because I know you're living on a mattress and training. Are you actually essentially sitting on your room right now?
Yes, this is where I'm at. So I was on that pink mattress, the one just right there, for a little bit on this hardwood floor.
Cool.
And I was feeling all nostalgic about being back with the boys and just being in the gym and living this lifestyle again like I did in China. But then on the third day, when my right cheek was numb, I was like, yeah, nah, fuck all this shit. I know what it's like to be struggling. I've been there. I don't have to express to myself how humble I am. So I just said, nah, get the nice queen-size mattress and bring it in so I don't sacrifice my sleep for training.
This is crazy. I wonder how people will look back on this years from now, because this is what you hear about fighters who are young and up and coming and broke and starving. It's like, I used to sleep on gym floors, but you're the world champion. You're a successful, wealthy guy, and you've kind of gone back to that. I wonder, like, how much of it was the COVID thing and how much of it was just like, I just want to have a Spartan mentality and just remove all distractions from, for this fight. I'm just going to move into the gym.
No, it was definitely the COVID thing. The COVID thing was the catalyst for it. But I'm so I'm considering now. Like, I like this whole thing with the camp. I think we need a dorm for CKB. So it's got my head rattling with some ideas. Because I like the vibe with a select few killers. Rather than just having the public. Don't get me wrong. I love having the gym, open to the public and mingling with the public and stuff. But definitely I like training with specific people and just that camaraderie we have when we live together. Like, there's been no beef, there's been no dramas, no nothing. It's been over a week and we've all just been having a swell time. It's just in the trenches. Just put it that way. We're in the trenches as brothers.
Look, we're going to be real with Israel, so we have to ask the obvious question. Bunch of guys living under the same roof. Is there a masturbation station, like a designated one, or is it just like a leave a sock on the?
Oh, where's Diamond? Fuck, where's Diamond when you need him?
Is there a roster for something like this?
I'll say one thing. When I bunked with Diamond in China, and I think we had about 1, 2, 3. It was a room with 4 people and 2 bunk beds. I probably developed like 8 to 10 different ways of masturbating covertly. So,
and they have no idea.
That's why you got the camo on right now.
Shout to Jasmine t-shirt. That's our girl. But yeah, there's ways. There's many ways to skin a cat, if you will.
Let's look at
more skin yourself.
Oh man, let's talk about the fight for a sec, because obviously right now the location is undetermined, but you know the rumors are that it's going to be on Fight Island, and a lot of people have sort of brought up that there's sort of a big deal between Vegas and Fight Island because it's a different sized octagon, and I'm just wondering, you know, how much do you guys even think about that kind of thing, and is it really a factor that you guys even factor in looking at this fight?
Fuck no. I mean, everyone. Yes, so some people are so dumb. Put it this way: the kickboxing ring in Glory is way smaller than the smallest octagon the UFC have. And I fought a world class guy who does what? Those body shots, those walk you down, and those leg kicks, same style as Paulo. I fought him in that and was able to use footwork to dance around him and stick him. And the ring as well, the kickboxing ring, has corners that's easier to trap you in. People say, "Oh, this small cage is better for it." I'm like, no. Look at what I did in a small cage last time I fought in a small cage. I toyed with the guy for 5 rounds, you know, and there was a beautiful display of technique, skill, footwork, grappling, everything. So I don't know what people, the casuals. I think it's just the casuals. The casuals are the ones that are like, "Oh fuck, it needs to be in Vegas so he can't run." Like, bitch, I'll dance circles around him and stick him at the same time till he bleeds to death.
Yeah, because we were talking to Coach Eugene Behrman, and he was talking about the fact that, you know, you guys have fought similar guys to Paulo Costa before, beating him, and this is nothing new for you guys. When it comes to Paulo, I mean, is he even the best version of that kind of opponent that you faced? Or when you think back to it, I mean, you faced so many world-class guys. Would he be sort of down the bottom of that ladder for you?
That's a good question. No, he's good at what he does. Like, he's very imposing. He's got his size on him, and he marches people down and just beats them up against the fence. That's his game. But oh fuck, it's such a cliche to say every fucking fight. No, he's never faced anyone like me. He hasn't faced anyone like me. Like, he's only beat 2 guys that are ranked. I beat like 4 or 5 guys that are ranked. Even 6 maybe. I don't even fucking lost count. But, you know.
Love you, person. Hi, person.
Tell him we love him back.
Marry me! Marry me, person! Marry me!
Oh, Shane Young!
Kekba! Please marry me, Kekba!
I guess it's official. See you at the wedding, Israel.
He's that guy.
Oh, sorry, I came for something.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what I'm giving you.
Oh, yeah.
You're not allowed to see.
What a legend.
Fuck, he's a machine over here. Like, honestly, whenever you watch, because we've been playing Call of Duty and some other games, and watching them game, I'm just like, you need to switch, or Twitch, or whatever they call it. And he said, like, yeah, I've been thinking about it, but I just know my first stream, I'll say something that will offend someone. I'm like, true. But it's just because of the climate of fucking social justice we're in right now, and people get so easily offended that he's funny. He's just funny. Like, yeah, he's bants. Having him around is just comic relief 24/7. Yeah.
Shane Young's a good dude. He's a very good soul. I wanted to ask you though, just like on styles, you know, you're known as a fighter who's very obviously technical. You set traps, you set feints, and all this kind of stuff. When you look at Costa's style, is he in some ways like, I guess, everything that you stand against as a fighter from a striking perspective, almost an antithesis in that sense?
I would say so. I would not say so. There's some stuff that he does that I look at him like, oh, that's pretty cool. But it's not many. There's not really like many, but there's many things that I do that I'm sure he is amazing. You watch him when he watches me fight. He says the other guy's gonna beat me, and when I beat the other guy, he gets all mad, and then, oh come, I want to fight you now, knowing that nothing's gonna happen because there's security around. But he wants that hoopla. You watch, he loves watching me fucking, like, when I walked into the cage at UFC 243, when I was entering, he was just smiling the whole time. That's how I like my fans to be. I like to create entertaining moments for my fans to smile at and feel good inside. So I gave that to him. You're fucking welcome. But nah, there's nothing that he does that I'm against. I just think he's gotten so far to where he is with good basics and a little bit of luck. But we all have that in our lives, put it that way.
I mean, he likes to criticize that fight that you had with Yoel Romero, but I'm just wondering, what did you think of his performance against Yoel? Obviously, it was a close fight, it was a war, but then there's also areas where, you know, Yoel was able to land quite a lot of shots and, you know, also got close to winning that fight as well.
I gave it to Paulo just by a fucking hair of a chinny chin. But, yeah, I don't know. I just saw after the first round they both just gassed, and then they'll wait for about 2 minutes, explode for about 20 seconds, and then rest for about another minute and a half, and just flat-footedness, a lot of really wild strikes being thrown, which can catch you if you're not paying attention. So, yeah.
I'm wondering because the thing is, you guys at one point were just sort of contenders on the rise, or prospects almost on the rise, and then at some point you guys saw each other as like, all right, I know you were on the show and you predicted after I think the Tavares win that Paulo was probably going to be next, or the winner of Paulo and Uriah Hall. But when was the turning point when it turned from competitive to actual bad blood and more of a rivalry? What exactly happened and triggered it?
Oh, since then, like, I wouldn't say it's bad blood even. When I watched him beat Uriah, I remember there's a picture online on my Instagram somewhere. I was standing up looking at him, but it wasn't me looking at him. And there was this kid who took a picture and put it on Reddit, and he was trying to get my attention. But the whole time, in my head, I could hear him, but I couldn't focus on him because my attention was focused on Paulo the whole time. And then backstage, when I finally came to, I was doing an interview with Brett, and he came to do his interview with Brett, but he was like 6 feet away from me. And I'm looking at him the whole time, talking to Brett, and he wouldn't look me in the eye. He just like I said, just looking at the wall, just finding any reason to avoid me, knowing who the fuck I am, knowing I just whooped ass that night before him, and when I be talking shit about him, he just looked at the wall and just ignored me. And then I was like, he likes to act tough when there's people there and there's cameras there, but if me and him run to an elevator, I guarantee you he'll face the other way, or he wouldn't have stepped in the elevator. Like, it's just because there's people around and cameras and he wants to.
I think we lost you there for a second, Ezra. I think you might have a finger on the mic. Yeah, there we go. You're back. Yep.
My bad. I did have my finger on the mic. Sorry, boys.
All good.
What'd you hear last?
No, we caught it. It was just a little bit muffled. I think you were just saying that when the cameras are on, he turns it on, and then when there's no one.
Pretty much. But for me, you can. I don't want to say too much. There's people that can't talk about how I've checked them. Fuck. Even the Italian, he knows. Last time he saw me in Vegas with no cameras around, and he came. Yeah, I've said too much. Don't worry.
Well, let me ask you, man, because the Sportscenter thing, I guess, was the first time you guys were, I suppose, on the same call and sort of being able to go back and forth. What was your, I suppose, thought on the Paulo Costa that we saw on ESPN with the first time you guys were able to speak to each other? Were there any takeaways for you from that whole experience?
Well, him trying to flash the camera with his bitch tit. Fuck, I didn't like the way they cut that at the end because they ended the interview and then I left because the interview was over. Not like I just packed up and left. Because I was like, wait, they edited that wrongly. They didn't show the bit where the presenter was signing off. And then they cut to me and him talking shit. And I was like, right, I'm not going to argue with this dumbass all day. Peace. Mwah, love you. Blah, whatever I said. But yeah, it was all good. I just think I think I'm under his skin already. Not really think. I know I'm under his skin already, and I don't mind. I kind of wish this was what do you call it? BC, before Corona. I wish it was BC, because that way would be a press conference around different countries or different cities, and I could see him face to face, and I could actually like give him shit and really dig under his skin. But he's very easy to get under his skin. So yeah, I said what I said. You know, even before the interview kicked off, when I saw him initially, I asked him a few questions that he couldn't really give me a straight answer to. So,
what kind of stuff were you asking him?
Last time he got tested,
What did he say?
he couldn't give me a straight answer. Put it that way.
Man, that's what they should have included.
Twice in the last 3 weeks, I got tested at night because they tried to catch me off guard. So it was the first two times, or the first time they've ever tested me at night. And yeah, so, you know, I actually, where's your T-shirt? I've been tested over 30 times, or almost 30 times. So where's your T-shirt? I know what it's like I'm from Lagos City, Nigeria. I know what it's like in certain countries where money talks, where if you flash a gun, people act a certain way. I know what it's like. And you've heard stories about Brazil with people rolling up to gyms to test people, and then they're not complying because of certain things. But yeah, I just know what it's like. But I don't mind. I just like bringing that up because I want it to be known. Because I said on record, I'm gonna pop him before USADA pops him. So I'm gonna beat him, and then when he gets popped by USADA down the line, be like, yup, I still whooped his ass even when he was on steroids. That'd make a great story.
The division itself right now is more exciting than it's ever been. We've got Jack Hermansson taking on Darren Till. That just got announced. And then you got Robert Whittaker versus Jared Cannonier in one hell of a fight as well. It's almost like a mini tournament. I just want to get your thoughts, man. Who do you think is going to end up coming out on top and being next for you after you're done with Paulo Costa?
Don't know, to be honest. I hope Cannonier beats Robert because I want a new body. Jack Hermansson and Darren Till, I don't really mind too much, but I'd like Darren to get that one done, but he didn't really get it done against Robert. It was a good fight, close fight, but, you know, I think maybe the takedowns gave it to Robert, who knows, but yeah, the Jack Hermansson and Darren Till, I don't really mind, but the Cannonier, I hope Cannonier whoops his ass so I want to fight that guy. I like him. Same with Darren, but also Jack Hermansson I like to fight, but I really want to fight Darren one day in the O2 or in Wimbledon. Like that'd be a good excuse to go to England, go sip some tea and crumpets.
Does he still DM you, Darren?
No, we haven't talked a little bit, but we're cool. I mean, we know the game. Like Darren is a guy. I'm not gonna act like we have beef, but when it's time to fight, I will embarrass him. Yeah, but right now we're you know, he's cool, and I'm cool. We're cool. Yeah.
Everyone's cool. All right, we'll let you go in a sec, Israel. We don't want to chew up your whole day. But I'm just wondering, like, you know, every fight has a narrative. You know, there were the early ones in your career where you were climbing the ranks. Then there was, you know, you beating Rob for the belt. Romero was you calling out the scariest guy in the division. In your mind, seeing as obviously you got the movie in the works one day about you, what do you think the narrative is for this fight? And I'm also wondering what would be the bigger relief for you, assuming this fight goes perfectly? Would it be adding another defense to your reign, or would it be putting that Romero fight behind you? Because I feel like it's just been hanging over your head ever since.
Not really, not. The Romero fight doesn't even play a factor in this. But shout out to Cameron as well.
Hey.
He's a native Australian, but you know he resides here now.
Nice.
He's one of us. We can't have him back.
He's like Russell Crowe. We'll take him when we need him.
Fuck all that shit. Nah, but okay, the narrative for this fight. It's what the last fight should have been. I wanted a mean, scary dude who looks the part that all these casuals that are influenced by Hollywood and TV believe what a bad motherfucker is supposed to look like, which is this juiced up, you know, perfect antagonist. And the last fight, unfortunately, the antagonist didn't antagonize. He just stood there. So it didn't really end up the way I wanted it. This fight is going to be that because this guy's going to antagonize, and he looks the part. Like I said, that's a perfect Hollywood movie. It's David and Goliath story. This kid who's still a dweeb with pink hair comes in and hold up, right? And then as both Waka Wallace in the house.
Nice.
What was I saying? Yeah, so the perfect antagonist. Yeah, and it's what the last fight should have been, and it's gonna push me into the next level of the stratosphere, the way I finish this guy. Because I'm telling you, I had plans for the last fight, man. I put my money where my mouth is, put it that way, allegedly. But you know, things happen, and this fight's gonna be what I expect it to be. It's not. I've never been in a boring fight in my life. You know, that was my first one and last one. So this fight, I'll pick up where I left off. I needed a dip in my story, and that was a dip in my story. So now we move on and up.
As we let you go, Israel, what do you think Fight Week's going to be like? We saw a bit of a preview of SportsCenter with the two of you guys kind of going back and forth. What do you think the Fight Week's going to be like, being around each other, I guess, quite a bit?
He's probably not going to have enough energy to do shit. He'll be sucked down dry to the bone. He'll probably be pretty quiet, I'm assuming, or he'll say something and then shut up. But if we run into each other, I don't care. If he wants to throw it down, we can throw it down. I have my whole crew with me. I have a gang with me, boy.
We saw half of them just in this interview.
Shane Young jumping out of people.
You understand? Like, I've got the gang with me. So if he wants to try something stupid with old white glasses and fucking cringe king, whoever else, bring it. My gang versus your gang. But I'd rather whoop his ass in the cage, so you better not try something stupid.
Do you think there's a chance that he might not even make it to this fight? I know Cannonier has put up his hand as a backup opponent.
Don't put that in there.
It's out there, man. I can't take it back. What do you think? I mean, there's factors. Obviously, COVID's a big one. Brazil is a tough one with that.
Nah, he's making it to the fight. They always have money talks. There's always ways. Yes, I know how countries like that run. I know because I'm from a country like that, very corrupt. So money talks. He'll make it to the fight no matter what.
All right. Well, for now, Israel Adesanya takes on Paulo Costa, UFC 253. And I mean, who are we kidding? It's got to be Fight Island. That's September 26th, 27th in Australia and New Zealand. And of course, he's not going by himself. Could be in there. Could be in Auckland at that gym. You never know. At City Kickboxing, who's representing on the card as well. Of course, a momentous occasion for the team and a historic night for Australasian MMA goes down UFC 253. Of course, follow the man at Stylebender. He's always got the great commentary during the fights. More combos than a Burger King is what you can get from his social media. Israel, thank you so much.
I was going to put something else different on there, but I opted not to. Because
I feel like when you watch the fights, you're like, because I think everybody wants to get up on the screen, right, with something cool.
That was my first tweet when I was like, because I posted before, and then I was like, let me see if this will work. And they put it on there. I was like, that's funny.
Oh, dude. Well, we can't wait to see what happens next. Thanks so much for joining us, man.
All good. See you out.